Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is September 24th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland has ordered the termination of a sitting U.S. president by the date of October 7th of 2025, which coincidentally marks the 2-year anniversary of the October 7th Iran-backed Hamas attack in Israel. So I want to state for the record, it's 100% certain that Donald J. Trump will no longer be President of the United States by October 7th of 2025. And again, I want to state for the record that one J.D. Vance will be sworn in as the 48th President of the United States by the date of October 7th of 2025. In other words, CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland has ordered their Israeli Mossad to assassinate, arrest, impeach, unalive, and or otherwise terminate the presidency of U.S. President Donald J. Trump by the date of October 7th of 2025. This notion is corroborated by the fact that the date of October 7th of 2025 marks exactly 104 weeks since the CIA staged the false flag, Iran-backed, Hamas-based terror attack in Israel, otherwise known as October 7th. So the number 104, the number 10 equates to the letter equates to the number 10, which equates to the letter J, and then the 4 equates to the letter D. And this is JD. So this is 104 is JD, numerically speaking. And these people play in numbers. So the CIA has given themselves a 2-year window to basically to knock out U.S. President Donald J. Trump and replace him with their chosen candidate, who is a closet Zionist. His name is J.D. Vance. He's from Yale University, and I believe he is a Skull and Bones member. It's also imperative to note that the date of October 7th, 107, numerically equates to number 17, which equates to letter Q, as in coup d'etat, because this is a coup d'etat against Donald J. Trump and the American people who voted overwhelmingly for this man to be President of the United States, and they plan to replace him with their basically chosen person, which is J.D. Vance. So the reason why they have chosen J.D. Vance is because J.D. Vance will become the 48th President of the United States, and Israel was founded back on May 14th of 1948. So this is what's called reflective numerology, and they plan to install their puppet in there who will basically declare war against Iran in the aftermath of false flag attacks in the United States by the Israeli Mossad, which are also expected by the date of October 7th of 2025, which may be nuclear in nature. Back on September 10th of 2025, the CIA assassinated via the Israeli Mossad, executed one of Trump's biggest supporters, one of his allies. His name was Charlie Kirk, and they assassinated him via an Israeli sniper at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah, back on September 10th of 2025. And this is an ancient, esoteric, and ritualistic blood sacrifice offered up to the assassination of the Trump presidency by the date of October 7th of 2025. And this notion is corroborated by the fact that the date of September 10th marks exactly 26 days. So if you add, if you take, starting on the 11th, it marks exactly 26 days. So you don't count the actual day, you count one full day later, right? So it's exactly 26 days from September 10th of 2025 to October 7th of 2025. And the number 26 equates to letter Z, which is an acronym for Zionism, and that is the political motivation behind the Charlie Kirk assassination, as well as the impending assassination of the Trump presidency by the date of October 7th of 2025. Not only that, But the number, the date of September 10th is 91 or 19, which is a letter S, and then if you take the number 26, equates to the letter Z, you have SZ, which is SS, which is the name of CIA headquarters in Switzerland, which is named ISIS. It's celebrated in Greek mythology as Zeus, but ISIS is because the S and the Z are interchangeable within the English alphabet. So exactly how the CIA plans to terminate a sitting U.S. president by the date of October 7th of 2025 is obviously not known, but the most likely scenario is that Donald J. Trump dies in some sort of accident, assassination, possibly under the guise of a trans sniper attack or an attack by China, Iran, Pakistan, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, Russia, etc. That he suffers some sort of timely death event such as a heart attack, a stroke, a brain aneurysm, some sort of a medical related event, because back on June 17th, he was diagnosed with venous insufficiency, and of course the number 17 equates to the letter Q as in coup d'etat, because they plan to overthrow a sitting U.S. president under the guise of a disease, a fatal disease from venous insufficiency, which is a very common disease, by the way. They could also stage a terror attack, such as a 9/11 style attack, a bombing. They could assassinate him under the guise of a force majeure, an act of God, such as a tornado strike, earthquake, flooding, hurricane, asteroid strike, etc. They could also arrest him and frame him for crimes that he did not commit, which I write about all the time, and then kill him under the guise of attacking law enforcement or committing suicide post-arrest. They could suicide him for any number of different reasons, but possibly under the guise of being heartbroken over the Charlie Kirk assassination, or they could stage a coup d'etat targeting Washington, D.C., which I published numerous reports about, or they could go ahead with an impeachment, likely featuring a top-secret vote by the Senate and the U.S. House, overseen by the Chief Justice of the United States, John Roberts. All that to say that it appears that the CIA plans to assassinate U.S. President Donald J. Trump on the date of September 24th. So at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, on the date of September 24th, Donald J. Trump is hosting a Rose Garden Diners Club event in the Rose Garden of the White House in Washington, D.C. on the evening of September 24th of 2025. So in tow or in line with the aforementioned orders given to the Israeli Mossad by the CIA headquarters in Switzerland. So you have the first Jewish day in Switzerland, you have the second Jewish day, technically the third, but for this video, the second Jewish day in Israel, and they're working hand in hand. So the CIA is in Switzerland and the Mossad is in Israel, and they have given the orders to neutralize Donald J. Trump by the date of October 7th of 2025, and it appears that they will do so on the date of September 24th surrounding this Rose Garden Diners Club dinner. So the CIA plans to stage a Iran-backed Hamas, Islamic terrorists, Palestinian action, whatever name you want to put on it. It's going to be Israeli special forces that are going to execute a mass shooting, bombing, kidnapping, hostage crisis, targeting the White House. So I publish reports daily, weekly, monthly for various attacks on the White House itself. And so because Donald J. Trump is hosting these events in the White House lawn, the CIA feels comfortable enough that they can stage an attack on the Rose Garden lawn, because it's technically not the White House. So this is going to be an attack outside in the lawn. And these attacks are likely going to become by Israeli citizens, dual Israeli U.S. citizens that would basically are in the United States to execute Donald J. Trump by the date of October 7th of 2025. In this attack, they will likely claim that Trump was killed, but he will likely be taken hostage and he will likely be tortured ad nauseum, possibly for years or decades, however long he lives. But they will likely kill him in the public sphere and then torture him at a secret torture chamber somewhere in Israel or elsewhere. and in order to foreshadow the notion of somebody shooting up or attacking a formal country club-like event, the CIA staged a mass shooting attack targeting the Sky Meadow Country Club in Nasha, New Hampshire, back just a few days ago, and the gunman was screaming "Free Palestine." So this was designed to set the precedent and to foreshadow this impending attack targeting the Donald J. Trump's Rose Garden Diner Club event at the White House in the Rose Garden on the evening of September 24th of 2025. So obviously, in the aftermath of this video, between September 24th, in the next 13 days, the CIA is going to neutralize U.S. President Donald J. Trump in some form or fashion. Like I said, just to recap, it's going to be an accident, an assassination, a death event, a medical episode, hospitalization, a terror attack, a force majeure, an arrest for crimes he did not commit, a suicide assassination, a coup d'etat, overthrowing the Trump government, or some sort of faulty fraudulent impeachment of the sitting U.S. president. But it's guaranteed, I'm going to state it for the record once again, that Donald J. Trump is not going to be president of the United States by the date of October 7th of 2025. And I say that on the date of September 24th of 2025. And I will also state on the date of September 24th of 2025 that J.D. Vance will be sworn in as the 48th president of the United States by October 7th of 2025. And this coup, which they've been trying to execute for the last 2 years, is going to come to fruition. And the blood sacrifice of Charlie Kirk on September 10th was an offering offered up to this impending, basically, decapitation of the United States government. And this notion is corroborated by the fact that Charlie Kirk was assassinated underneath a tent which said American comeback. And Donald J. Trump is trying to engineer the greatest American comeback in the history of our nation. And Switzerland, whose CIA has been exposed by yours truly, plans to decapitate this movement by neutralizing a sitting U.S. president. This is a quote-unquote neutral state of Switzerland that is basically ordering the Israeli Mossad to neutralize the president in some form or fashion. Obviously, if this comes to fruition in reality, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.